Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today's video is a vlog, but it's not me out thrifting or anything. It's more just like a regular kind of at-home vlog. These are actually my favorite kind of vlogs to watch, but I usually share me out thrifting because it seems more interesting. But these days I was doing a lot of things around my home, so I thought you might like to see that. John is actually out of town for work as well during this time, so usually when John's out of work, Marley gets really sad because that's John is Marley's human. And so I usually make my coffee and then just get back in bed and drink it, and she really likes that. So that's what we're doing. A little while later, I had some breakfast, made some avocado toast. It was like the perfect avocado, and I cut it into it. It was great. I just put a little everything seasoning on that too. It's so good. And then I used just half the avocado. I like to put some saran wrap over the avocado inside the container. It helps it from getting brown. So I'm just gonna eat in the dining room. I had put down my new placemats that I had got. Really like the look of that, so I was excited. And then I'm just gonna watch a little YouTube while I ate. Even though I make YouTube videos, I actually rarely ever watch YouTube videos myself. The only creator that I watch is this creator. Her name's Mary. She makes ASMR videos, so I usually listen to those when I'm going to sleep at night because I have trouble sleeping. But she has a second channel called Everyday Mary where she's just her talking, so I usually watch those videos in the morning when I'm getting ready or when I'm eating. So after I got done eating, then I wanted to clean up the kitchen a little bit before I got started on the day's projects. I like to wash and reuse my plastic like Ziploc bags, and I just hang them to dry on the little tree thing. I thrifted that some time ago, but I have this drawer filled with them, but it was really messy because I had just been stuffing them in. I had actually made a few years ago one of those things that holds them. Like, they're really expensive though, so I just made it with foam board and some contact paper, and it turned out amazing. Works perfect, and it costs like $3. So I really need to get organized in my house. It's a little bit of a chaotic mess right now, and there was a few projects, like small decorating projects, that I wanted to get done as well. And I actually, I filmed even more too, so maybe I'll do like a part 2 of this video. But inside this little stand, it used to be a stereo, not when I bought it, but is where I keep a lot of my vintage curtains. Well, I guess maybe they're not all vintage, but I just keep them in here even if like I bought these orange ones for something, but then they didn't end up fitting the window, but I kept them anyway because vintage curtains are like hard to come by, or they can be really expensive on eBay. So I had an idea of how I might be able to use the orange curtains in a different way. So that was my like kind of first on the agenda. So a few months ago, maybe even longer, I had made this curtain out of some vintage material I had bought, which I do like, but it's not entirely like the vibe that I'm looking for. So I was thinking that maybe the orange curtains might fit on this window. I wasn't sure though. And I had also been wanting to do a basket wall here in this corner as well. So I've been picking up some things for it for a while, and I've been waiting until I felt like it was going to be perfect, and I'm just so tired of feeling that way all the time. So I just decided to go ahead and do it, and I wanted to do it here at the bottom of the stairs. Right now I just have this picture frame with a bunch of pictures of my mom in it, so I'm just gonna move that somewhere else. I did feel like I had enough kind of basket things that I could make a little display, and the worst case scenario, I can add to it or I can change it instead of just waiting until I felt like it was going to be perfect. I don't know. Anyway, in the hall, what I actually want to do eventually is wallpaper it. I think that would be a really nice contrast with all the doors and things in here. It's painted the same color as the living room is, which is like this mint green color, but I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I just think looking in, that it would be a nice contrast with everything. And here is the clock that I bought a few months ago now, maybe, I don't even remember, to replace the one that broke in my kitchen, and I absolutely love it. I'm so excited I bought that. I think it was only $5 or $6. So I already had a few, but then I've been picking up some. So I picked some up at the Mid-Century store a couple months ago, those darker ones, but I already had 4 lighter ones. I think they're meant to hold paper plates, because they can be flimsy. And then I had picked up those other 2 larger, I don't know what they'd be called. So I was very excited. I'm gonna hang this up with some alien tape. And then I also had picked up a few different pictures and things recently that I thought maybe I should just hang those in the hallway instead of, I don't know, instead. Like I said, I wanted to wallpaper it, but actual vintage wallpaper or vintage inspired wallpaper can be pretty pricey. So even though there's a lot of doors, it's probably still going to cost quite a bit. So I thought for now I could just hang up some pictures and it would break it up a little. So I think I'm going to hang this one here in between these 2 doors, and then the smaller, skinnier, more narrow one will fit perfect on the other wall there. And then I do have this little collage over on this wall of vintage prints that I'm not exactly feeling 100% anymore, so I might end up taking that down. What I really want to do is actually up in the hallway here is I want to do a gallery wall of photos, family photos, I guess. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I don't know. I just feel like photos of people are tacky, almost cheesy to have in your house. I don't know why I feel that way, but I think if it's going up the stairs, it won't be as in my face. So I don't know. I think I might like it better. But anyway, I got the orange curtains up and I'm obsessed. I love the way that it looks. I'm so happy I had this thought and I didn't, because I was thinking about selling the orange curtains just because they wouldn't fit on the window. And I thought, well, how am I going to use these? But I love the way it looked. So then I also remembered that I had some more baskets upstairs that I had bought for something else but never ended up using them. So, and I liked that they were darker in color that would kind of contrast with the light color. So excited to get all of that arranged. I decided I should probably just do a few arrangements on the floor of my living room to kind of get an idea of what I wanted to do before I started sticking down the alien tape, since it's really hard to get off. I wanted to start with an easy area like the hallway to get me inspired, and I knew it wouldn't take that long. So I got the pictures hung, the curtains hung, and I got the basket wall up. I love the way it turned out. I just love the whole corner here, and with this vase that was already here with the orange and yellow and brown flowers, I just feel like it's a nice vibe. The only thing that I might change is I might just take that railing off because we don't actually use it. It's not even at the right height to use, but anyway, now I'm feeling super motivated because I got that done. This is the record I'm listening to. I got this really recently and I love Carol Burnett. So since John wasn't home, he works from home. So normally I'm not listening to records during the day because it would be disturbing to him. So I put that record on and then I made myself an iced coffee. I was just in a really good mood after I got that whole hallway situation done. It's so crazy how the smallest changes can completely change the way that it looks and feels in an area. So then I wanted to do another smallish project. I've been wanting to declutter this liquor bar. It's kind of like a bar cart, but I couldn't make it work with a bar cart. I never liked the way it looked, so I ended up just taking this pie safe and doing that. So it took a while to go through. I was hemming and hawing about what I should keep because I have a ton of vintage barware, but the reality is I don't use it. It's way more than I actually need. So anyway, I probably spent an hour or more just doing that, but I'm really, really happy with how it looks now. It just doesn't look so full and cluttered, and it's just a little neater looking. I love this piece of furniture though. It's one of my favorite vintage finds. So then I just had a little leftover stir fry to eat. And then I feel like our house is like a disaster with so many things. So I've been purchasing a lot of like home decor stuff over the last few months, I feel like. And it's all just been kind of piling up, and I've been like waiting to do things. So I did decide to put some of it in here. I put this like tiered tray in here because I can't figure out what to do with it, but I don't want to get rid of it yet, just in case I do want to use it with like holiday decor. And then this bath clock, I still haven't figured out what I need to get like a new clock piece, but apparently you can't just get any clock piece. Like it's dependent, it moves dependent on how long the arms are or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I just stuck that stuff in there for now, so it's out of the way. And then I bought this shelf at a yard sale earlier in the summer, and I knew that I wanted to paint it and do something different with it. So originally my idea, I wanted to paint those wood shelves like white or beige or something, so that it wasn't just like raw wood. And then my original idea was to paint the white like hoop part of it gold. I did end up trying to do that. I did not like the way it was looking, so I did end up just going with gold. No, I ended up just going with a beige, the same color as the shelves and the hoops, and I wanted to get that done so it would be dry for the next day. So I did that, and then it was like nighttime by this time. So I decided to watch a movie. I decided to watch the movie Stepmom, and I swear I've perfected making popcorn on the stove. It tastes just like the theater. It's amazing. So it's the next morning, and I just went to bed right after the movie. So it's the next morning, doing the same routine with Miss Marley so she doesn't feel too badly. I just like giving her extra attention when John's not here because she just gets so sad, and I feel so bad for her. So did that, drank my coffee in there, and then having breakfast, just having some more avocado toast. So as you can see, when I covered it with the plastic wrap, it keeps it from, it's like maybe a little tiny bit brown, but for the most part it's still pretty green. It's so good. I'm looking at this avocado toast now and like wishing that I had some bread in the house because it looks so good. And it had been raining for, I feel like, weeks, so still gloomy out. So on this particular morning, before I got into house projects, I really needed to get some food prep done, or I wanted to get it done. So I spent several hours in the morning food prepping like vegan meat. So I was making chicken, like you just make it out of like a type of flour, basically. It's, I don't know, these were some pork chops, but I ended up making a ton, and I just put it in the freezer. So I try to do big batches like this every once in a while so that I don't have to do it. It's quite a bit of work to do, so I like to do it all at one time and then clean up the mess, and then I don't have to worry. But I made like bags and bags of chicken and steak and like ground like hamburger type stuff. But anyway, after I got that done, I wanted to have some lunch. I made one of my favorite lunches or meals ever, really. I made this spicy peanut sauce, and then I just roasted a bunch of broccoli, and I just eat a big bowl of the broccoli with the spicy peanut sauce on it, and it is so good. So I really wanted to work on the living room because it's kind of a disaster, and it's been driving me nuts. But so you can see I'm starting to tape off there to paint the French doors. I actually still haven't done it. It's so tedious taping those windows. But I need to finish it soon. So there probably will be a part 2 because I did a whole bunch of other stuff that's not in this video. But yeah, so I really wanted to get a few things done in here and get it like more cleaned up so it's not so cluttered looking with things. But here is the lamp that I bought also at the beginning of summer, I think, during a yard sale. I love it so much. The shade is not, like, it doesn't fit the lamp at all, but it was just kind of like a temporary thing so we could start using it. Got the new chair in. I spent like, I don't know, like an hour cleaning the chair. I never like cleaned a piece of fabric furniture like that before, but it turned out amazing. And the chair itself is in like incredible shape considering how old it is. It's super comfortable too, so I'm so glad that we found that. I think it was only $40, But this is the end table that my grandma gave me that we've had in the living room for a while. It has so much nostalgia for me because it was in her house like when I was growing up. And then the other chair here, so I like the way it looks with just the two chairs and this in the middle, but I love this lamp so much. I can't believe, well, she wanted to give it to me for free because it has a crack in it, but then she said $2, but then I gave her $5 because I feel like even that is a steal. But I do, like, I'm looking for a different shade. I have something in mind that I think will work better than this, but it's just a temporary fix. And I do have another use for this shade when I find a better fit for this one, but I'm just really liking the way that looks. So on this wall, I've had this mirror hanging here, which I do like, but it did get cracked. So I just put it back up to show, kind of. But the problem with this wall is they decided to put the thermostat in the very middle of the wall. And like, what a dumb place to put a thermostat the stupid design, things like that drive me insane. Anyway, so you can't really cover a thermostat, otherwise it's not going to work how it's supposed to. So that little mirror was great because it was open on the sides, so it covers the thermostat, so it's not just this eyesore in the middle of the wall. But you know, the mirror cracked and stuff. Anyway, so my idea was to put that round shelf that I've been making over in place there. It's just a little bit bigger, so I think it will look better, in my opinion, because it takes up more space. I don't know, like fills the wall out better. And then my idea is to just take a picture frame and lean that against the wall to kind of cover the thermostat. And then maybe eventually, like, we'll be able to just, like, get that moved somewhere else. But, so I got it all set up, and I was kind of feeling it. But then, because my brain just never stops, I was starting to think, well, maybe I should move the TV and the record stand and, like, swap places. So once I get an idea in my head, it's really hard for me to not keep thinking about it. But the unfortunate part is the TV won't fit. It's a little bit bigger than the record stand. So then I started to think, well, if I do that, then I'm going to have to get rid of one of those bookshelves. But then I remembered this amazing lamp, this homemade lamp from the 70s that I bought, I think last summer, that I haven't been able to use anywhere, and I love it. And the only place we're really going to be able to use it is the living room. So I decided to have my supper and ponder this while I was eating about if I really wanted to make that change or not. So ultimately I ate and I decided to go for it because I figured I could just change it back if I didn't like it. So I got rid of one of the bookshelves, moved the TV over there, and then I'm going to move the shelf over so it's more centered, I think. But so far I'm digging it. I haven't got the light up yet, but we did end up putting it up, so you'll see that in the next video. So after that, a long day of work, everything was kind of more tidy. I decided to just watch a movie again with Marley. She was so excited because I had been doing stuff all day, so I wasn't really paying attention to her. She was like, oh, we get to chill together. So having some more popcorn. I don't actually remember what movie I was watching. I can't see on the TV. And I guess I didn't show it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. It's a little bit different than the ones that I normally post, but I thought maybe you might like to see just some home decor stuff. I've been picking up a lot, so I thought you might like to see like where I put it. I'm thinking about actually doing like some updated room tours in the house, and I'm actually currently working on a kitchen makeover that I'm so excited about, but it's nowhere close to being done yet, so it might be a while before that. But I do have a ton of other videos filmed, like thrift with me's and stuff, so I might end up posting 3 videos a week for a few weeks just to get caught up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.